Hey there, I am so excited you're here because I've got a really special story to share with you today. It's called The Story of the Angry Guest. So, you know how some stories are about big, happy parties? Well, this is one of those, but it's also about a guest who was so angry it turned the whole party upside down. Ready to find out what happened? All right, so we're kicking things off with a party for a king. This was a huge celebration for the super kind King Yudhishthira. And let me tell you, this was not your average party. It was an absolutely amazing celebration. Seriously, picture this. Instead of paper plates, they had spoons and plates made of pure gold. The smartest teachers in the entire world were there. Kings and queens came from every single country. It was such a big deal, even the gods peeked down from the sky to see what was happening. Wow, right? Okay, so now we get to the most honored guest. And this was a big deal. The question was, who should be thanked first? And that was a really tough question. I mean, with so many wonderful guests, who do you honor first? You had incredible kings, supervised teachers, brave heroes. Every single person there was awesome. People started whispering to each other, like, who should it be? I have no idea. They were totally stumped. But then, this really wise man named Sahadeva stood up and said, I know. It has to be Krishna. He is the heart of everything good. What a great idea, right? He basically said that by honoring Krishna, you're honoring all the goodness in the whole world, all at once. And you know what? Everyone loved that idea. The whole room just exploded with cheers. The king himself was so happy and full of love that he went and washed Krishna's feet, which is a really, really big sign of respect. And get this, as soon as he did, flowers literally started raining down from the sky. How magical is that? But hold on. In the middle of all this happiness, there's a roar of jealousy. It turns out one person was not happy. Not happy at all. Yep, a prince named Shishupala jumped right up and his face was all red and twisted with anger and jealousy. He just could not believe that Krishna was being honored. He thought it should have been him, or maybe one of the other powerful kings. So suddenly, you have this room that's totally divided. On one side, you have the whole assembly, everyone with hearts just full of love, bowing down and praising Krishna. And then you have Shishupala. His heart was just filled with anger, and he was shouting insults and calling Krishna all sorts of mean names. The whole happy feeling in the room just poof, it was gone. So what happens next? We see the silent lion. And the big question is, how did Krishna react to all those mean words being shouted at him? You're not going to believe this. Krishna stayed completely silent. The story has this amazing line. It says, Lord Krishna did not say a thing, just as a lion does not respond to the cry of a jackal. Isn't that cool? It's like a big, strong lion isn't bothered by a little animal making noise. Krishna was just that calm and that patient. But the other kings, oh, they were getting really mad. They heard all the mean things Shishupala was saying, and they were ready to fight. They grabbed their swords and were about to jump on him. But Krishna, super calm, just held up a hand and stopped them all. No fighting. But Shishupala just wouldn't stop. He kept yelling and yelling. Finally, after he had been mean way too many times, Krishna stood up. And then his shining, famous disc appeared. And just like that, with one quick move, he sent it flying. And the angry shouting, it stopped. Forever. Okay, now here comes the part that nobody expected. The surprising light. Just when everyone thought the drama was over, the most amazing thing happened. Everybody was watching, and suddenly, this bright, beautiful light flew out of Shishupala, and it zoomed across the room like a little star and went right into Krishna. Whoa, how did that happen? How can a beautiful light come from someone who was so angry? Well, here's the secret of that light. You could call it the light of freedom. See, for a really, really long time, Shishupala was always thinking about Krishna. I mean, all day, every day. Now, they were angry thoughts, for sure, but his mind was so full of Krishna that a little light from his soul was always connected to him. So when his body was gone, That light was finally free to go to the one thing it was always focused on, Krishna. After that, the party finished up peacefully, everyone went home, but they weren't just thinking about the yummy food or the golden plates. Nope, they were all thinking about that angry prince and that amazing, surprising light. They had seen something that would make them think for a long, long time. So what this story really shows us is that what we choose to fill our minds with is super, super powerful. Whether we fill it up with happy thoughts about our friends or angry thoughts about something we don't like, that's what we become focused on. So that leaves one big question for you and for me. What will you fill your mind with today? Thanks so much for listening to the story with me.